By the way, I'm not going to keep it a glary. When I'm done with it, it's not going to be very glary. Very glary.
Welcome to the Cheap Guitar Channel. Just a poor man playing poor stuff poorly. Thanks for being here, and hopefully you can make an informed decision with your friends here at Cheap Guitar Channel. Like and subscribe if you want to. And now, here's me to hopefully help you make an informed decision with the Cheap Guitar Channel.
All right, welcome back into the Cheap Guitar Channel. I've got the cheapest glary bass that money can buy on Amazon. And, well, it's not the cheapest, but it's sub $100. And I don't like the neck, so I'm going to thin this sucker out. And may destroy it in the process. We will find out, but I am going to get this thing thin enough to where it's comfortable to play. Change out the hardware on it. It doesn't weigh much. It does have a little neck dive to it, but not much. So I'm going to take the neck off of it, sand it down, and then hopefully make a playable bass out of it. Not that it's not playable now, but it's just not where I want it to be. So what do you say we take the strings off and then take the neck off? By the way, that little guy, total lifesaver. Well, not lifesaver, but work saver for sure. Not that these are great strings, because they're not. And I am going to put some better strings on it once I get it finished. But there's no point in wasting perfectly good strings. I say perfectly good strings. They'll work in a pinch for backups, in case I break one at some point, which I can honestly say I've never broken a bass string. I've had them come unwound on me, but I've never actually broken a bass string. Knock on wood. Well, that one was already loose enough to just come off. It's another good reason you want to check all the bolts and everything on your guitars before you ever start on them to mod them. I got these tuning keys here to replace the ones that came on it with black ones. So let's see how far off they're going to be. Doesn't look like they're going to be far off at all. Matter of fact, it looks like they're going to be the exact same thing. And indeed they are. Even the bolts fit in them. So, lucked out on that one, I guess. By the way, I'm not going to keep it a glary. When I'm done with it, it's not going to be very glary. Very glary. Okay, maybe it will be very glary. But I'm definitely painting over the glary on the headstock. Because again, it's not going to be glary when I'm done. Obviously, a socket would be much better for this, but I am not terribly worried about it, as you can tell. Which, by the way, everyone's been talking about their numbers online, and I really don't worry about it. But just so you know, about 12 to 15% of people watching right now are subscribed. The other 85 or 90% are not subscribed. I kind of understand it, because only about 40% of my viewers are in the continental United States. The rest of them are overseas. So anyway, hit the subscribe button if you want to, or like and subscribe if you want to. If not, that's cool too. I'm good either way. I just appreciate you being here, watching what I'm doing, even though most of it's probably a whole lot about what you don't want to do. But I, again, just appreciate everyone being here, taking their time out of their busy day and their lives. Whatever you're doing, wherever in the world you are, hopefully life is treating you good and treating you kind. You know, everybody has good days and bad days. Hopefully, this is one of your good days. I hope. All right, so now that we have the tuning machines removed, I'm going to try and put them back together here so they stay together. So when I need to use them for another project, I won't be hunting all the pieces for them, which I probably will anyway, because that's just how it goes. But I try to stay somewhat organized. It just doesn't always work out that way. Yeah, nothing wrong with these tuning machines. They're okay. They're not obviously the highest of quality because they're glary, which glary definitely suggests, recommends, encourages modding their instruments. And I can see why. They definitely are great mod platforms. All right, so this is what it looks like with no tuning keys in it. And I'm about to take the neck off of the body. You can see a little glue residue on there. But yeah, I'm definitely going to oil the neck. I think this is pretty interesting as far as the wood goes. And you can feel that in the neck. I don't know if you can hear it. But yeah, you can feel that in the neck. So definitely going to sand that a little bit. I would put some putty or something in it. But again, for $100, yeah, I mean, how much do you really want out of it? Actually, I want to lay this flat to do this.
30 years have gone by, and nothing much has changed.
All right, let's see how tight this neck is in this joint. That's pretty tight. All right, glary. I'm a little bit impressed. Oh, it looks like they have a slight shim right here. It looks like, yeah, it's a little piece of cardboard in there. Yep, so they already put a shim in the neck. Not bad.
Just back and blue.
But it's definitely tight in the pocket. Yeah, it's very tight in the pocket. But we are going to sand this sucker down. Figure out what we got to do to make this thing an actual player. I don't imagine it's going to take too much. But we are definitely going to find out. So that's what the body looks like now. So I guess I could go ahead and start putting all the other pieces on.
Just back and
Now, what do you want to bet I'm going to have to take some of that paint off of there to keep this ground intact? And they sent me the littlest, tiniest little screws for this bridge. Look at this. I'm going to end up having to put these silver screws back in here. Because look at the screws they sent me for this. These are the screws they sent. These are the ones that came out of it. Yeah, I don't think they're going to work. I think I'm going to have to put a bunch of filler in there to get these to work. Let's see. Just for S and G's. Let's see if these will bite at all. I'll be damned, they actually do. All right, well, let's see. I have a feeling I'll be taking these out in short order, but right now, I mean, they're definitely biting into the wood, so I don't see this lasting. Probably the first time I put any tension on them, which will be a while after I get the neck done. They'll probably pull loose, but let's give them the benefit of the doubt. It's not hard to know more than me, so maybe they know more than, maybe they know something I don't, which again isn't real hard to do. So what you think? Looks better black, huh? All right, so now let's see if all the knobs fit. Each thing better with the black knobs and the black bridge. And then let's see, I had the black strap locks here. My growing collection of bridges. Let's stand her wrench back up. Alright, now the second strap lock button is on. What you think? It's coming out pretty nice to be all blacked out, huh? I need to do the output jack, which I have one somewhere. I need to put these on so I don't lose them, because I will. Because I'm good that way. Alright, so we got the strap locks installed. That bridge, boy, I know I'm going to have to pull some of that paint off there because there's no way that's grounded good. Alright, so where am I at here? Here's my output jack. And it's a good one. This is the output jack. I'm going to have to cut this one open. Use the old screwdriver scissors. So yeah, here is the output jack that is going in here. So let's see. What kind of difficulty are we going to have with this? So what y'all think? Full-size pots? Dime-size pots? My money is on dime-size pots. You know, on a $60 base. But let's see. Maybe we'll get surprised. There we go. Nope, they're dime-sized. As you can see, they are definitely dime-sized. Which I can't say that I'm terribly disappointed because, again, it is a $60 base. But let's... this output jack replaced. As you can see, there's not quite enough room for it to bite on there. So, I think what I can do is remove that screw and see if maybe, yeah, that should be enough to bite it. There we go. It's not quite black, but it definitely beats the chrome. So it should be relatively easy to get this thing hooked up. It's just 2 wires. I have to break out the soldering iron though. And I need to turn this around so it'll be easier to get to. There we go. Yeah, that'll be a whole lot easier to get to with the soldering points right there. All right, so till I get ready to break the soldering iron out and actually make that happen, I'm just going to put this back together so I don't lose everything in the process. And that's what it's looking like so far. By the way, this doesn't weigh anything. I mean, it's really, really, really light. But not a bad looking bass. Something I just noticed that's very bizarre. If y'all can get a look at this. This is not straight. It's like concave almost. Is that showing up on camera? I don't know. It's kind of bizarre. But you can see how thick this neck is. That's pretty thick. You can see where those frets are. And where there's actually holes in them. Where the frets are. Like right here. So you can see where some of them are filled and some of them are not. That one right there. This one. Yeah. So the other side, not quite as bad. Yeah. There's one right here that you can see. And one right here that you can see. But doesn't cut your neck, or doesn't cut your hand anywhere up and down the neck. The fretwork itself feels pretty good. Y'all can see that. Yeah, the fretwork isn't terrible. This is definitely weird. I don't know how much of an issue that's going to be, but it is cracked right there. You see that? Hopefully, maybe. So yeah, that's definitely a defect. But I don't think it's going to mess with the way it plays at all. So we shall find out. Again, I'm going to sand this smooth so it no longer says glary on it. Because, again, when I'm done with it, it's not going to be a glary. It's going to be a Cody. When I start the process of the neck, I'll film that, and then we'll put this all together, and maybe we'll have a video.
Thanks again for hanging out with us on the Cheap Guitar channel.
Like and subscribe if you want.
And be sure to join us next time for a poor man playing poor stuff poorly. For all of me here at Cheap Guitar Channel, have a good one, and I'll talk to you next time.